man poured a bucket of blood into the sea and the rich blood spread in the ocean. Then these two sisters who are not afraid of death actually took the initiative to get into the cage and went down to the deep sea where countless fishes were hovering around them. Anna was so excited that she took out her camera and asked Lisa to take a picture of her. But Lisa's hand slipped and the camera slid into the sea, and the two of them rushed to pick it up. But the next moment, Anna was very happy to see the sharks appeared, thinking that the fisherman's blood water really worked and immediately attracted the sharks to her. But little did she realize the depths to which she and Lisa would soon be plunged. The shark had scared off the fish and, unable to find food, it circled the cage, ready to attack. But with the cage protecting her, Anna wasn't worried at all. She stares at the shark, marveling at its size. But the next moment, the cable that held the cage together suddenly dropped, startling both of them. Luckily, the cage managed to stabilize itself in time and didn't sink to the bottom of the sea. Lisa was frightened and immediately asked the boat to pull back the cage. With a loud noise, the cage slowly rose to the surface of the water, and Lisa's heart finally relaxed. But Anna couldn't get enough and wanted to dive down to see the sharks by herself after Lisa had gone up. Suddenly, the winch malfunctioned and the cage began to plummet into the sea. The sudden change of heart caused the sisters to panic and call for help, but they lost the signal and had to hold on to the cage with both hands to avoid injury. But then the cage stopped falling and the inertia forced them to let go of their hands, and they hit their heads on the cage and fainted instantly. Badly, the cable also broke due to inertia, and the cage fell again, hitting the bottom of the ocean, and the cage's exit was blocked by the falling crane. After an unknown amount of time, Lisa was awakened by Anna, who had woken up early, and saw what was happening to her. She became terrified and grabbed the cage, desperately calling for help, but there was no signal from her communicator. But there was no signal on her comms and she was wasting precious oxygen. Anna realized what was happening and grabbed Lisa to calm her down. Then the two of them looked around to see where they were. Suddenly, there was an intermittent voice on the comms and Anna realized that the ship wasn't far away. She immediately took off her wetsuit and prepared to swim through the gap in the cage. But the oxygen mask was too big and Anna couldn't get through the gap no matter how hard she tried. She took a deep breath and then removed the mask and swam through the gap. Anna felt suffocated by the lack of oxygen, so she took the oxygen mask from Lisa and pressed it directly onto her face, inhaling a large gulp of oxygen, until she felt she could breathe. She fumbled to put the mask back on. Then she put the oxygen tank on her back and used all her strength to lift the crane on top of the cage. After this, Anna began to float, and as she swam she tried to call for help from the ship. In the darkness of the ocean, Anna couldn't be sure if the shark was nearby. She could only swim slowly to avoid attracting the attention of the shark. After a few moments of fear, the crew's voice came over the communicator. Anna rushed to the crew to explain the situation and asked them to come quickly. After receiving the message, the crew told her to return to the cage and wait for help to avoid being attacked by the sharks. Anna was just about to return to the cage when the shark attacked her.